Going on, world? DS1 Ross back here. Shout out to the regime. Back with part two, y'all. Y'all asked for it, you know. So y'all got it. Situationships or relationships. Situationships or relationships. Part two. A deeper look into how we heal so we can move on from these things. So we can stop asking these questions. So we can know the answers to these questions. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in right now. Everybody who will tune in. You know, I want to thank y'all. I had a great turnout for the first show. You know, we got a lot of things established. We found out a lot of things. We learned a lot of things. Hopefully, somebody was edified from that conversation. You know, so I'm here with part two. This time, anybody who want to render their voice, they definitely can, of course. You know, I'm not biased about anything, but this question, situationships or relationships, is kind of tricky because some people get into relationships based off certain situations sometimes. And sometimes it may work out. So it's kind of tricky, you know? And this is why it's good to have dialogue about this. Because at the end of the day, we need to understand where each other's coming from, Black men and women. Most of our problems come from the lack of communication or the influx of miscommunication, you know? So this is why I decided to come up with this. So we can move on and so we could be better people for each other. Because if the relationships are not mended, the family will not be mended and there will be no communities for us. So we have to understand, you know, how deep this thing go. You know, I know we play around. We had a lot of fun on the last show. I know we play around about a lot of things, but on the other side of things, this topic goes real deep. And we need to understand that. So shout out to everybody in the chat. What's going on, 118? Boss, peace, bro. What up, Jalen? What's going on? What's going on, people? You know? Hopefully, some new sisters render their voice tonight on this topic. You know? Just keep it 100. Because that's the only way. Some solutions. We got to keep it real. And we got to be practical too. You know? Peace, True Royal. How you doing, sis? So I was doing a little research and I found out how the effects of bad relationships and situationships, how it really affected us. And it affects people, not even just black people, but people in general. It's a YouTube channel that promotes just men. And to me, it's kind of like down low homosexual group type of thing. You know, it's led by a white guy. His name is Sandman. And it's a group called MGTOW. Men going their own way. And I think that these types of things create that. When we want to stay hurt, when we don't want to heal, when we think that hurting each other and hurting other people is a way to protect ourselves, you have groups like this formed. Men going their own way. Why is black men going their own way? And the philosophy of it is we don't need women. All we need is men. And that's why I said that sound kind of, you know, homo to me, you know, because I'm definitely not going nowhere with just all men. You know, I definitely need women. So we have to understand that healing is important because they're having whole movements being created from each other to keep this gender war going on. That shit has to stop. You got men going their own way. Then you got women going their own way. Then you got black women going their own way. You got all these different towels. MGTOW, black MGTOW. Shit is ridiculous, man. We should not be taking part in shit like that. We need to mend the relationships with our women. Women need to mend their relationships with their men. But first, we got to focus on healing ourselves. And having good dialogue and honest dialogue, it helps. You know? Because if you go see a psychiatrist or something, all you're going to do is sit there and talk to them. You know? So this is why it's good to come to a place where you're not being judged. And you could just express yourself, men and women. So that's just something I wanted to share with y'all because I did a little research, you know? And that's some divisive shit that have men feeling like they don't need women anymore. They just need men. Like, all we need is each other, guys. Nah, homie. That's weird. That's some weirdo shit to me. But these are the types of things that are birthed out of unresolved hurt, out of unresolved anger. These things are created. So we have to understand why it's important that we heal. Now, if you don't want to unify, then all right, you don't have to heal. You know, you could just stay over there where you at and stay in your own way. See, that's why it's important that we heal, because we got to get out of each other's way. You know, sometimes you could be in your own way, blocking your own self. We got to realize that, y'all. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to the chat. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Anybody want to come on and build some more on this topic? On the healing part tonight, y'all. That's what we doing. We're gonna focus on the healing and what we gotta do to heal. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Y'all come through, render y'all voice, and let's keep this great topic going, y'all. Oh, you missed part 1, bro? Well, go in the description on this video, and part 1 is in the description, bro. Just hit the link. It's in the description box. Peace to Uncle Shug. Oh, I hope you feel better, sis. I hope you feel better. Okay. So y'all come through, hit the link. You know, let's keep this conversation rolling, man. Let's keep it going, family. Relationships, the art of relating. That's what a relationship is, y'all. And that's what needs to be recreated. Our relationships, healthy relationships. Situationships is, you know, you end up using each other, you know? In a relationship, you're resourceful to one another, you know? Let's understand the differences. Let's talk about the differences. But tonight we focused on the healing, y'all. That's what we focused on tonight. What we gonna do to heal from this? So I put the link out there. Y'all hit the link and come through. Because like I said last night, how I healed, I began to analyze myself, you know, and what part I play. And see, this is why I say actions speak louder than words, but intent speaks louder than both. Because in the situationships that I was in, I had bad intent. You know, I said a lot of the right shit, but I had bad intent for the person. So I never saw that. I always wondered why, you know, things would not go good, you know, until one of my last relationships. It was so crazy, you know, it was so hectic and chaotic. I had to wonder, yo, why is this shit going on, man? Like, what is it? What is it about me? What am I doing? And I had to realize that to some point in myself, I was controlling. I wanted to control my woman, you know? So I would say certain shit and finesse certain shit to make it go my way. But homegirl wasn't going for that. So shit was crazy. But I never really realized that until I thought about it one day. I said, how the fuck I end up with that girl? And then I thought about it. I said, yo, I wanted a female that I could mold. I always said that to myself. And then I realized that's some controlling, insecure bullshit. Like, why the fuck would you, like, who the fuck you think you are to think you can mold somebody? You better mold yourself. You better shape yourself. I had to self-check and had to really sit back and think like, yo, that was some bullshit. Like, you want to mold somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, peace, JT. What's up, bro?
Peace, how you?
I'm good, bro. But yeah, man, just to continue real quick, that was some bullshit. I was a controlling dude. You know, I wanted to mold my lady. I wanted her to be exactly the way I wanted her to be for me. You know, and then I had to realize that that's some insecure shit because I wanted her to be so much because I wasn't who I wanted to be. You see, I had to realize that, but it's hard for a lot of people to do that. And I understand that everybody can't do that. Everybody can't, introspect. Everybody can't do that. Everybody can't look within and pull shit out. Everybody can't do that. So I understand it takes longer for the process, but this is what I had to do. I had to get myself right. Like, yo, knock it off, nigga. That's some bullshit. You know you don't want to control no woman. You just want a woman to be with you. So just say that and act accordingly. But when you young, you don't think that because you think every female wild like you and think like you. So you want to control her and mold her so she ain't running around doing what you doing or feeling the way you feel. And I had to realize that that was some bullshit. And I realized that at the end of the day, that hurted me more because even though I wanted to control them women, I still had feelings for them. So it hurt me more at the end because I'm like, damn, I thought I treated them good, but overall my intent was fucked up. So they probably saw a lot of that shit, especially the one who I got into a lot of the chaotic shit with. She probably saw that. And I didn't know that. She probably saw it like, yo, this nigga on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we think we be getting over. Plus, she was a little younger than me. So I really thought, you know what I'm saying? And she probably peeped my shit like, nigga, what? I ain't going for that. She straight rebel. Everything I told her to do. Rebel, 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 rebel. I'm like, yo, what's wrong with you? But at the end, I had to realize what it was. And she probably did peep my shit. And I ain't mad at her if she did. Because a woman should be able to do that when she dealing with any dude. You feel me? So that's what I went through. That's how I healed myself. I checked myself. I stopped looking for people to blame. I stopped looking to say what they did and what I did and where was my intent for the whole situation. And if my intent was fucked up, then I really fucked up the situation from the beginning. I could really put most of it on me. I ain't gonna put it all on me, but I could put most of it on me. Cause I probably caused a lot of the shit that happened. Real talk. Peace, bro.
Peace.
Got something to add to that, bro?
I feel like start off when it comes down, you gotta know what you did, and then work on yourself and not repeat the same mistake. And to understand that every woman is different and every man is different, and you gotta ask yourself, am I willing to work within that with them? Are you willing to sacrifice yourself for the betterment of two people? And she got to think vice versa too. Because when you get to know the person, it's all about giving. It's all about letting yourself go. Let her know. I'm talking as a man now. Let her know that our imperfection, everything, little things. And if you're not willing to do that, stay single. That's it.
I mean, I agree. I agree with that definitely. You know, because you don't want to keep jumping from person to person, because all you're gonna do is just reflect what you went through in your last relationship on the person that you with currently.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and a lot of times that take longer for relationships to grow when y'all gotta burn off all that old shit. So I think a lot of times is not a lot of times, but all the time is good to burn that shit off first. You know, that's why shout out to the queen last night. I respect what she was saying. She just falling back and focusing on her. I
Yeah.
respect that, because you gotta burn that shit off. Everything you went through, you gotta deal with that shit yourself and burn that shit off. Because all
Yeah.
you gonna do is project it outwardly.
Right. And us men need to do that too.
Yeah.
You know, we got
It's not gender specific.
right. Us men, we gotta do more. We got to understand too that we into this thing that we go okay. Rah rah rah, protect, and do other things instead of like sometimes we gotta take it back and think for ourselves for a change because the way how we program, we just take care of shit, and then after that shit, dude, we jump on to the next one. We jump to the next one. There's no limit. There's no room for us to grow within ourselves. And sometimes we fall into trap, we fall into situations too, because we don't work on ourselves. We do want to work on ourselves, but we sometimes we take too many things at one time. So where's the maturity at? Where's the growth? Where's the acquiring knowledge? Where's the time to acquire wisdom? Where's the time? What status in your life right then and there where you at? What you need to do to have that maturity to be with the person? And these are the things we gotta take serious as black men. There's nothing wrong to love yourself. There's nothing wrong to take care of yourself. Because you gotta stand fast for yourself first. Then when you ready to pass yourself to show yourself that you meaningful to that woman, it will be it'd be great because you took time to love yourself. Back at you, my brother.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think we definitely should teach our children that.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on yourself. Don't focus on falling in love and you know, starting a family and all of that. Focus on you. No time to rush, especially our young men, you know, because a lot of our young men is sexualized real early now, So we really need to focus on what you just said, bro, far as dealing with that with our children,
Mm-hmm.
because I noticed that children are becoming sexual younger and younger as the generations pass. Little girls is having sex earlier. Little boys want to have sex earlier, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And I think it's because sex is just socialized so much. They got sex in cartoons, they got sex in commercials. Them motherfuckers is try to sell you a beer and show you some titties.
See.
So everything in society is sexually based. So we definitely gotta teach our children. Don't be so quick to indulge in that. Focus on building yourself up,
Uh-huh.
gaining your confidence, gaining your knowledge, your wisdom, and your understanding of your environment and who you are first. See, if you don't understand who you are and who your and what your purpose is, you really won't go nowhere in life. You really won't establish nothing in life. People really won't want to listen to you or adhere to anything you say. They wouldn't take you serious, And that's why I tell my 11-year-old, say what you mean and mean what you say and be confident. Don't speak nervous. Because if you do that, people not gonna believe what you're saying. Because you not faithful in it, because you not confident. You can't sell nobody no ideas or any products or any services. You can't conduct business shaky. Scared money don't make no money. Don't they say that? Peace, boss.
What's up with it, bro? What's up with it, JT? Peace to everybody in the chat. I wanted to touch down on, what the sister said last night. You know, we definitely don't want to be jumping into no relationships. And, I understand that, we have a healing process, you know, but, at the same time, how long are we supposed to heal? You know what I'm saying, bro? Because to be honest, and I know that some people are stronger than others. Some people can snap out of things quicker than others. I understand that. But at the same time, bro, I only live one life and the clock is ticking and I ain't got enough time to be sitting around, you know, letting somebody else make me feel defeated, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's that's real.
I ain't got the time to be sitting around, you know, moping and poping and you know, while that next person they ain't around no more, they done moved on. You know what I'm saying? I just feel personally that when we get on that type of way of ours, we letting that next person win. You know what I'm saying? Because they done moved on, but at the same time, we sitting, stagnated with this attitude and this chip on our shoulders. And we know that it's good people out here. I just don't got the time for nobody to make me feel defeated, bro.
I feel you. And see, that's resiliency though. Everybody, everybody's not resilient like that. Everybody don't know how to take a blow and come back. Sometimes the
Right.
process, sometimes the process for some people is much longer. You know, a lot of people in life too have a sense of entitlement. A lot of people feel like they not supposed to get hurt. So
Yeah.
people like that sometimes too, when they do experience hurt, they like, it's like the world came down on them. They don't know how to accept it. Like, oh my God, you did this to me? Like, you can't do this to me. I'm me. Like, you can't do that. You know, it's people that actually feel like that. And that takes people much longer to heal too. Because what happens is people put up defense mechanisms. They put up walls, you know, because they feel like they don't deserve to be hurt, or they shouldn't be hurt rather, because nobody deserved to be hurt, but they feel like it shouldn't happen to them. Some people feel like they should be exempt from certain things in life until they realize that's not life, you know. And some people is not willing to accept that. They not willing to accept that, yo, I'm just like the motherfucker down the street. You know, some of the shit he going through, I probably went through too. If not, I'm going through it right now. But some people don't look at it like that. Some people look at it like he going through what he going through down the street, and I ain't going through that, you know, and I shouldn't go through that, period. And if I go through that, I don't know what I would do, you know. So that's why it's hard for some people to be resilient, bro, because they feel like whatever happened to them in their life should have never happened. This is not supposed to happen to me, you know? And they got to realize what happened to you happened to somebody else. So you cannot say that that shouldn't have happened to you, because another person could say the same thing, and a million other people. That's life. That's what you go through here on earth. Earth is a school. You must learn. And you can't learn and live your life through books and through theory. You have to experience life. You must experience things. You see? And what we got to understand is that they trying to stop us from experiencing real life. And this is why society produces a lot of weak people now. People were weaker than when I was little, when I used to see my moms and my pops and them and they friends and stuff. They was much more stronger. You didn't see things affect them in a lot of ways. Now people are a lot much weaker. And that's because we think certain things are not supposed to happen to us. But that's not life, family. Nobody's better than one another. Nobody's exempt from pain. So we got to understand that, y'all.
Mhm.
Any of y'all brothers want to touch on that?
Yeah. Yo, this is JT. Peace. Peace to the panel and peace to the chat room. Welcome. And at the same time, go more on your point. How the hell you could be judgmental and you can't look at yourself? How you can go ride on somebody that you can't think for yourself and find out what you do wrong? See, it's easy to point the finger at a person what they do wrong, because they at that time we thought our lenses is right, but technically it's not right. because we refuse to look in the mirror at the lens of ourselves and say what we do wrong. And at the same time, what we had done to that person. I noticed that too. Sometimes we turn up the lenses on people too much instead of ourselves. Now, if you short yourself, if you was in the process, take a look at yourself first. And that person did wrong to you, yes, you had every right to say something. You had every right to act on it. All I'm just saying, let's put the lens on ourselves first. Let's find out what we do first. Let's find out if we being judgmental. I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, I agree with that, bro. Want to touch on that, boss?
Yeah, bro, you said some real shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, the way you put it, when people think that shit shouldn't happen to them, you know what I'm saying? It's an ego thing. You know, that ain't nothing but ego.
Mm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? You know, it's like a person that walk around thinking they the shit. It's always somebody that can get in and break your ass down. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so like you said, you go into a relationship. You know, sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. You know, but the key
That's
thing,
big.
and see, the key thing is what a lot of you know what a lot of people do. You know, they stay in relationships that they should have been out a long fucking time ago,
Mm.
and they sit and they'll keep letting the things that you do build up and build up and build up and build up. And it might sound good that you could speak on the list that you got on your ex, but at the end of the list, out shall appear a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To say, well, you stayed around this long. You know, a lot of people, you know, they sit up and this is where people get hurt at. You got some people who stay around in relationships because of money, which is the most foolish thing ever. Some people will take getting beat on, talk to like they ain't nothing, just because the person that they with is, taking care of them. You living with somebody that you don't even you don't even have half control of the house. You don't even get a half a say so on nothing. You just content with, you know, everything being done for you. You know, I got my own crib and shit. If a woman, come move with me, it's my house. But at the same time, This woman is with me and this woman is here. So what's mine is hers. So there's no need for me to walk around with this King Kong big dick. I run everything attitude because I already know I got them things. So it don't matter. I don't have to flaunt it around. You know, too many people act like kids when it comes to their possessions. And I want to say this too. Just because you got your own house, just because you got your own car and you work every day, that don't exempt you from being childish. You all you have is basic shit to live as an adult. So you don't get an award for having those things. But what you do get an award for is how you treat your mate. You know, to the brothers out there, you know, you ain't gotta walk around all the time with your dick in your hand. You run this, you run that in the house. You gotta let the queens run shit too. You gotta let the queens run shit too. Okay, she might not be paying nothing in the house, but you got it that way, so I don't want to hear the excuse. Queens, you might have a man that's living with you in your house. We know it's your house. You ain't got to flaunt around with it. You don't have to run everything. It don't matter whose name the house in. Don't matter whose name the apartment in. The man and woman supposed to be running the things, not who pay the majority of the bills. That's that childish bullshit. You know, I'm gonna leave it at that.
That's big, man. That's big. You touched on a lot of things, man, that was very, very, important. And one thing that you touched on that was important was ego. And I did a show about ego, and I think ego is what creates the situationship, because when you let your ego lead you, all you're doing is portraying something you're not. So you're going to continue to play the part so you could get your way. You see, your ego is what leads you to be insecure. See, being egotistical could be a good and a bad thing. Depends on the situation, depends on your intent. But see, when the ego is out in front, a lot of times this what leads to the situationship, because you're not being real. You can't relate out of the ego. And that's what a relationship is. Just two people relating. And you can't relate through the representative. You can only relate through yourself. So if a man and a woman is both dealing with each other out of their egos, it's going to be a lot of superficial shit going on between them. And that's where you get, people staying with each other for money, even though they're getting treated like shit. Because at the end of the day, that man or woman is not being true to themselves and not stating what they really want or need from that person. So they willing to accept the fallacy because they afraid if they state what they really want, they might not get it. You see? And that's why a lot of people operate out the ego. And that representative show up. And see, with me, I created something when I said, when you dating somebody, the representative should leave in 3 months. In a 3-month period, you should be able to know whether you're going to continue to deal with that person or whether you're not. Because if you talk to a person for 3 months straight, y'all should pretty much be on a level where y'all could be open about certain things. Y'all shouldn't still be lying to each other. The representative should have been gone. You know, and if the representative is still there, somebody hiding from something. And that's not going to that's not going to end well. Somebody going to end up hurt or both going to end up hurt. And see, we got to start recognizing that. So that was big when you touched on the ego part, bro. You know, that was big, man. So you want to touch on that, JT?
Yeah, I'll touch on that. It reminds me that when you did the hangout about ego, and I have to reemphasize it about the brighter light and the dull light. That actually applies on the topic that you're doing it right now, part 2. There's a lot of us that we think in the brighter light, but we don't want to accept responsibility of what we do. And that's the dull light. Sometimes we into this mode, into this certain space that we think is everything about us. But I let them people know that worry is surrounded by you. It's surrounded by everybody. Only thing is how you make your own decision to be part of it. And being part of it, you got to go with your lumps. You got to go through your uncomfortness, the discomfort of your life. There's nothing wrong with that. Only thing is you got to grow with it. You got to get better. You know, being egotist is not going to get you nowhere.
It definitely ain't, because you don't want, you know, you don't want a person. That's how a person can feel defeated too. It's because they feel like, well, I can't, have a say so in anything because I might not be doing this or doing that. You know, we need each other. The black man and the black woman. You know, neither one of us got any fucking business making the next feel like we don't need each other. You can be the boss of your castle, but what do that mean if you ignorant? What does that really mean? Have a nice car, a nice house, and some money, but you lonely as hell. Then what you gonna do? You know, them egos is what mess up situations too. You know, we sitting around, you know, we glorify certain things and we only into people for certain things. You know, that all go back to what you were saying too, bro, about, you know, people thinking shit shouldn't happen to them. Cause sometimes when they get, people thinking they finessing you, they end up getting finessed. So, get them egos out the door because somebody always can come along and shut you down and make you feel like 2 cents. It didn't happen to the best of them. We just got to understand that this is life. Things is going to happen in life, but we got to keep pushing. Like I said, and I said for the thousandth time, I ain't got time for nobody to make me feel like I'm defeated or they defeated me. So
Peace, Queen True Royal. You there, sis? Okay, I'll give you a little minute. Thanks for tuning in, no, sis. But
yes,
yeah, bro.
you got to stop this playing around shit. Getting into situationships, you know, fucking with people just because something benefiting you. These days, you know, a woman DS won't even, and I'm not getting on no women, I'm just making a prime example. But a woman, all she got to see you was with some nice ass shit and this on and popping. You know what I'm saying? Then she find out later on who you is. But for at that temporary point, all eyes is on you. We got to stop judging each other. Person got to have this, got to have that, or oh, he or she, they got this, they rolling like this, they rolling like that, they got a big house, they got this, they got that. I just don't understand how can a dick get hard and a cooch get hard off of some materialistic shit that you don't have. How can you get aroused off of what somebody else have that you don't get? That's they shit. It ain't yours.
Yeah.
So what you so hyped for? And that's for men and women.
Yeah.
Hope y'all can hear me.
What's up, sis?
Can y'all hear my voice?
Yes,
Yeah, we can
ma'am.
hear you.
All right. I didn't. Y'all were talking to me, and I could hear y'all, but I just had to start back over. Huh. I add to the bill, even though I'm very married, but I didn't had my fair share of drama. I didn't been in a few, and once folks can get past the sex and everything settle in, and problems pop up, then what's next? It's really important to really get to know someone. And also, it's important to respect each other's role as a woman and a man. We all have a position. And we're dealing with one thing that we're also dealing with is some dual dynamics. And that is we're in a white supremacist system. And I have said to my husband, it's a wonder that a black man and a black woman can live together or maintain a relationship without killing each other because we are also suppressed in the process. So after going through a few rocky relationships, I got at that point, went celibate, had to do a self-assessment of self, seen my gangster attitude in a relationship. I'm very sweet, but I'm ruthless too. And I had to realize I had to get out of the man's way and allow him to be his true man and embrace himself. And it just happened that the man that I'm married to, we wanted the same things. And so I got to go back because I'm in a good relationship. And we just respect each other's space. And then something that I have talked about on my channel, we got to stop trying to mirror the system. We set up our own whatever in our own collective households, not trying to meet the Joneses and all this and all that type of stuff like that, putting up these facades like you got this and that. People out here struggling. And the attitude that me and my husband have in a relationship, whatever we put in the pot, we put in the pot because we're in a state of survival. But it took me and him both to be in a few relationships to get to that point, because I'm wife number 4 and he's husband number 2. So we done been through some shit. And the thing that was amazing to me was the women that married my husband, he had a damn good job. So having that damn good job, they just figured he was supposed to produce, not knowing the nature of the industry, because me and him happened to work in the same industry. So we got highs and we got lows in the world of construction. And I just understood. So it worked for him. And then something that I had to allow myself to was he rescued me out of a bad situation. Because I was always the one rescuing the man out of a bad situation. So I had to allow myself to be vulnerable and take a big ass chance. And that's a scary thing for a Black woman. And don't have children in the mix too as well. Somebody said, please mute. They must be hearing some feedback. Y'all hearing some feedback? They must be hearing feedback. Thank you. So I just had to trust the one that I'm with now. And he had to trust me too. You know, he was checking me. I was checking him. But we had came at that point in our relationship where I don't know who said it first, and it don't really matter who said it first. We just both said, we're not taking each other's shit. We was just done. We was just done. So we have to take the time to really know who we with, because the measure of a relationship is when there's drama or there's issues. It may not even be issues in your own personal relationship. Just family matters come up, or you can get sick. I had to deal with being not well, and I'm not feeling well today, and I'm being taken care of, and vice versa. And then me and my husband just happened to go through, because I did the counting and I was so off. I was way off. Me and him have dealt with 11 deaths in our relationship. So it's a hard thing to see someone that you truly love in a state of pain, and there's nothing you can do but just rock with them. You know, people like all the pretty parts. It's like when you get married. People like all the pretty parts of the marriage and the pictures and all that stuff. Let's pull our sleeves up. Let's get in the battlefield and see how you going to react in the trenches. No, it's not a fairy tale, but your relationship can be good if you have mutual respect, not hold on to shit, not being hell bent on having the last word. Me and my husband will say what we have to say, and we on to the next thing, because we got to survive in this rotten ass system. So Don't make your house a unquote war zone. We already know it's a war out there on them streets. So that I just wanted to add my part to it. And that's about it, my kings. Y'all can build off of that. Thank you. And I'll get back in the comment box with the royal family.
Thank you so much, sis.
Mm-hmm.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
You made a lot of good points. You want to touch on one first, JT? You good, bro?
Well, I want to build off this because this was on my mind practically all day. It's like life is like this. There's different races you got to win. You got the 50-yard dash, you got the 100-yard dash, you got the 500-yard dash. The only way you run a certain race, you got to know, are you going to complete it? Some of us sometimes want to run a certain race that we know deep down inside we can't complete it, but we still want to do it because we don't want to deal with the process of each race. Like, for instance, if I run the 50-yard dash, and that's what I'm in of this minute, that's what I'm going to deal with because I'm planning to train for that race. After I complete that, then I got the 100. So on and so on. We got to stop skipping cycles in our life and just deal with that race that we in. That's what get us in trouble. That would get us in trouble in our relationship. Like I said before, I was married for over 9.5 years. And I know what I'm talking about of this. When two people do not work in harmony together, there are certain races that's not being met up. That's when you start to hear the point of the finger. That's when you see certain people lacking. And insecurities. And judgmental. Whatever race that you in, brothers and sisters, deal with that. After you finish, deal with that. You get on another race. Never get on a marathon that you know you cannot finish. Because you're always going to go backwards. You're never seeing yourself through to keep on pushing, to keep on chipping away, to keep on moving of that brighter light. And let me change that. The finish line. We gotta learn how to finish one thing or the other. Thank you, my brother.
You want to touch on that, boss?
Yeah, I mean, just flat out, we all got to do better. We all got to do better. We got to, learn from our mistakes that we make and just move on from them. Life is too short. We all beautiful people. We got to shake, we got to shake certain shit off. And we got to push forward because there's good people out here for us. They might not come when we want them to come, but they here. They everywhere. We just ain't living with, we just ain't living in a world where everybody is fucked up. So we just gotta, we do gotta heal and we gotta snap out of that shit and get back in the game. You know, how you want your end rolled. That you sat down in the corner and you let yourself get defeated? Is that how you want to go out? Or do you want to go out as a person that lived their life and they kept going no matter what? Nothing could stop them. You know, that's all I got to say.
That's big. And just to kind of touch on what Queen True Royal was talking about. See, what what she have decided to do was to relate. And that's what we have to do with each other. We have to start relating to each other. And first, we have to relate to each other, dealing with each other's pain, dealing with each other's faults, dealing with each other's shortcomings, understanding them and knowing how to deal with them. You see, because a lot of times we don't know how to relate from that space. So all we do is project hurt on each other. If we knew how to sit back and listen to one another and relate and help each other deal with past pain and issues and stuff like that, you know, things will work in our favor. But if we just sit back and bask in your hurt, you know, you're never gonna move anywhere. See, that's one thing I always say, even dealing with history. We have to use our history and our past, you know, slavery and all of that stuff. We got to use those things to propel us forward, not to keep us stagnated, not to keep us living in the past, you know, because there's no progress in that. There's no progress in bellowing in your hurt. There's no progress in that. And you're not going to ever get to what you want. And this is why healing is a hard thing, but it's necessary. And it's work. It's a process. It's not an event. It's not something that's going to happen tomorrow. It's a process, but we have to begin the process. And the way we begin the process is by analyzing what did you or what part did you play in this hurt? It's not all on another person, you know? Some things you can't help what happened to you, but a lot of things people draw to themselves through ego, through fronting, which is the same thing as your ego. You attract bullshit to you. So first you need to figure out, how do I stop attracting that to me? How do I stop attracting hurt? And the way you stop that is not by thinking a person has to be perfect for you. Because all you're going to do is use that person to hide behind. See, a lot of times that's what we try to do. And that's a situationship. So you use certain things to hide behind. You really this hurt person, but you using things to mask it. And we got to stop that. You have to stop that. There's a lot more of our children killing themselves because they're masking the hurt. They're masking the pain. And that's because a lot of times they learn it from their parents. They learn it from us. You know, and men, we got to take our mask off too. Take that macho mask off. You know, you're not always tough, man. I think it's good that your sons see you hurt sometimes. It's nothing wrong with showing your kids you could cry sometimes, especially men, because we so busy protecting and providing and making sure everything is okay that sometimes you could be looked at as being too rough. You don't want your kids to be afraid of you. You want your kids to be open with you. You want to have that relationship with them, you know? And this is why healing is important. Because if you don't heal, you can transfer your bullshit onto your children. And then you wonder why your child grow up dysfunctional. And you wonder why your child grow up and have dysfunctional relationships with other people. Because they watched you be dysfunctional. They watched you not want to heal, not want to grow, and always make excuses. So then they follow the leader. And then what do people like that do? They blame society. When at the end of the day, it's your fault. And this is why it's important that we heal from these situationships and these bad relationships. And sometimes you could be in a good relationship and it's just ran its course. Sometimes you're just not meant to be with a person, you know? So it's very important, man. Very, very important. So y'all want to add anything to that, bros?
You can go ahead, boss.
I mean, you just basically damn. Anyway, um, you just basically hit the shit on the nail. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we just got to do better. Just to hit it on the nail, you know, we got to do better. You know what I'm saying? That's what it just boiled down to. We got to get a better understanding. We got to get rid of the situationships and turn them into relationships.
No doubt, bro. No doubt. You know, I see none of the ladies want to hit the link tonight. It's all good. Shout out to Sister Queen True Royal. She definitely brought the female perspective. We always need that because I like to always show balance. You know, I don't want the women feeling like we misogynist and stuff like that because we're not. We definitely respect women and we honor the female perspective. So, you got anything you got to say, JT?
Well, you said your boss saying no. I just want to say this, that let's take our time and get it right the first time, so we don't have to people make the same mistakes. Like a chain, when you have that chain, the chain keep on going on and on unless you make the stop up that end of that chain. So for me, we have to make move. Also, you have to make moves. So for me, I just have to see the mistake for what it is. If I cause it, not to happen again. Because it's all about maturity. It's all about growth. It's all about acquiring knowledge and wisdom and understanding. That's it.
Peace, sis. How you doing?
Okay, here I go with the whole bunch of windows. Peace to the panel. How's everybody doing?
Peace.
Now, I really don't know what y'all was talking about. I got in, everybody was like real melancholy. So, can you brief me a little bit?
Well, tonight's show we really focused on healing solutions from situationships and bad relationships, and just giving some insight on how we could change situationships into relationships, or how to just avoid situationships and how they're created. Just expanding on the conversation from last night.
What up,
Okay,
She?
oh, what's happening? What's going on?
All right, all right.
Okay, I think we have to start with being able to be honest. That's like my biggest thing, like with everybody. I mean, everybody's not going to like everybody, but I mean, you can have respect for a person or just move away from them.
What the fuck?
Huh?
Nah, nothing. I'm just looking at something. Go ahead, sister.
You in the chat?
Mute
Yeah.
yourself, bro.
Right, right.
Mute yourself, bro.
I mean, people have to be honest. I don't know how we do that. Like I said, you hear all the time, and I'm going to speak from my standpoint because I'm a woman. I deal with men. I'm a grown ass man. What I got to lie to you for? You're lying right now. So how we gonna all get along and get through situationships to even get to a relationship when we don't even communicate properly?
Yeah. And I was saying that some ways we could communicate properly is, first, individually, we have to stop bringing our representative to the table first. Bring yourself, bring who you are.
Have to bring what to the table first?
You have to bring yourself to the table and not the representative. A lot of times, I think people bring their representative to the table. They bring what they do for a living, what they drive, what their favorite foods are. They bring that type of shit to the table first instead of bringing who they are. You're not your job. You're not your car. You're not your money. You're not your house. Who are you? And I think we need to start bringing that to the table first. Like you said, that's the real honesty. Not if he got a girl and he trying to talk to you too. I mean, he got to tell the truth about that. But we talking about core truth at the core of a person, and a lot of people relate from the space of what they have and not who they are. And that's the representative. And that's where the communication break comes in, because it's like, this dude is fronting. He told me he had this, he had that. But then I notice every time we go out, he got on the same pair of jeans. You know what I'm saying? And that's the representative. So we need to stop dealing with that first. We need to bring our true selves to the table and relate from that standpoint. To me, that's the true honesty.
I agree with you. I mean, I guess you just have to deal with those people that, can bring their core truth, but I don't know. I'm just gonna go on and keep it a buck. That ain't happening for me. I'm tired of really showing my, the person that I am and being genuine to a person. And I'm not saying trying to even be, like I stated yesterday, just getting to know an individual. When I'm trying to get to know you, I'm grown. I don't say that just because that's the chorus part of the song. I done put in a lot of work to get to this place, and I still got a lot of growing to do. But I know with all things, you have to always be upfront. That's going to always just come out for the good, even if you don't even like it. So when I meet an individual, I'm straight up telling you the truth. If I'm not dating nobody, I'm not dating nobody. If I don't talk to nobody, I don't talk to nobody. But I don't get that in return. And like I said, me personally, I'm just exhausted. So I'm just chilling.
And I could respect that, you know. I could definitely respect that because you need time for yourself. And, you know, like I said earlier, you know, it's always smart to do that because you don't want to be deflecting your hurt on another person. You know, you don't never want to do that. Nobody wants to do that. You know, that's called the rebound. When you get in that rebound relationship from the last relationship, all you're gonna do is just you're gonna just deflect the hurt, and y'all gonna be bouncing off each other, and shit gonna be chaotic. You know, and then in the end, both of y'all are gonna be hurt again. And then y'all gonna look for somebody else and hurt that person, or they're gonna hurt you, you know, and it's just gonna keep being a cycle. So I definitely respect the fact that you just chilling to take time to burn that shit off. And it takes a while to burn it off. You know, it's nothing wrong with waiting, but it's a process.
Right. And I'm old. Right. I'm old. I'm tired.
Nah, you not old. You not old at all.
Okay.
Why you
Okay.
old?
Okay.
You not old.
Um,
And you damn sure don't look your age. So at the end of the day, you
well, I
good.
may not look it, but I'm old.
Nah, you're not old. You only old as you feel. If you feel old, then you know. But what I'm saying is that you have time, you know, and in this time, you could just be working on yourself, beautifying yourself, you know, eating better, working out, all that type of shit. Cause that'll put you in a better state of mind too. You know, don't just be sitting around like, I don't want no nigga. Cause that's not help. You're not healing then. You just sitting around in that sunken place. You know, but if you sitting around and you actually doing things that's beneficial to yourself, then you actually working on yourself, then you actually burning that shit off, you know.
Clap, clap, clap. Good answer. Good answer. I appreciate that. You know, I mean, I hope it get better. You know, I ain't hold my breath, but you know, I
It
have
will.
girlfriends and family members that I'm close to, and they've been in long-term relationships, and I don't got it to do like they got it to do. I mean, of course, they're in love, so that's a totally different thing, but I don't want that. I'm at an age I want to have a harmony. I don't want to have turmoil all the time like I did when I was 20.
Mm.
Mm,
Some women can, I guess, can handle that. I really can't handle that.
Mm.
mm-hmm. Touch on that, JT.
Only I could. My thing is just that I be 51, and believe me, you know I'm still growing, but I see a lot of shit in my time, and I understand what you're saying, my sister. I get it, cause I get it. I get it the same. I get it, but if you really want to get to know that person of the beginning stages, you got to go through that to get to the homily. You just cannot skip it. It goes for me too, goes for anybody. And so for me, long as you stay the course, there's gonna be some mishaps here and there. But let me tell you, the process is not perfect. It ain't. But I know that if I really want to get to know that orbit, excuse me, and I know that we writing on the same page, and we willing to build, and I'm willing to learn her dislikes and vice versa, of my beautifulness of me and my beautifulness of her, and some ugliness of her and some ugliness of me, you got to go through that. Because when you walk out that tunnel of everything you say, my sister, when you walk out that tunnel, when you meet that harmony between each other, and again, it's not going to be perfect, it could be a beautiful thing. Because you could say a sentence and he finish it, vice versa. I mean, you get up in the morning, you think of that person like, damn, you know, that person like, damn, he or she giving himself to me, and they ain't have to, because they trusted me. So we got to go through that sometime. We got to go through the mishaps. You got to go through the insecurity. We got to go through that, because when you meet harmony, that's a beautiful thing. And that's what I'm certain. That's what I want. I want harmony, but JT got to go through certain things too to get that harmony. Because anybody could be in harmony within themselves. If you work on yourself, yeah, you be in harmony with yourself. That's great. But the thing about it, how about you willing to share your harmony with the next person? You got to think about that. Got to go through that. Both parties. And it could be beautiful, but it's got to be up to both people to meet each other halfway. That's it.
That's real. Because, and see, this is why I say healing is a process, because it's going to take time before a person can say to themselves, all right, I'm ready to share myself with someone else again. You know, everybody get to a certain point in their life where they just want peace. You know, they want a peace of mind. They want to come home and relax. They want to be with somebody they can relax with and let their guards down. And it's hard out here. It's hard to let your guards down because you let wolves in, you know? But every person that decided to be righteous, at one point they was unrighteous. At one point they was lost, you know? At one point they experienced a lot of pain and still deal with it, you know? Me and my wife was dealing with the death of her mom, you know? And I tell her this all the time. I can't imagine losing my mother. I can't imagine that. So I know she is still unreal to her, you know? And I have to relate. I have to be able to relate to that, because some days she wake up and she don't feel well. You know, some nights she stay up all night. I be sleep. I don't even be knowing. And she tell me, you know, I have to know how to pull my ego back and just listen and just be present. You know, we got to do that, man. We got to pull back that exterior that we like to always ha 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 and promote. You know, we got to sit back sometimes and just be there and just be present. And I know that's hard, because that was hard for me. You know, I used to
Well,
be
I
an
have
asshole.
to.
I used to be an asshole by nature. You know, I was a real prick. You know, so a female is emotional around me, I'd be like, man, I don't want to hear that shit. You just complaining. I used to be like that. You know?
Okay, so I have a question when you said asshole.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have a good friend, he's an asshole and he wears it proud. He like, yeah, I know I'm an asshole. Everybody say that. Okay. So I'm like, well, wait, that's not nothing that's cute. Why should I accept the assholeness, for lack of a better word, but he can't accept when I'm being stern and strong with him. So I'm like, okay, how does that work out?
It,
So I'm just asking you guys, I want to hear what you have to say about that. Like, is that like normal behavior to be like, yeah, I'm an asshole? Is that a person that's immature, got growing to do? Like, I don't really understand that type of talk.
well, definitely, I feel like he got growing to do, because when you an asshole, you just always trying to prove a point for nothing. Like, you just want to prove a point because you think you could prove it. That's lame. That's that ego again. That boss was
Oh,
building
okay.
on. That's that ego. You
Mm-hmm.
you always trying to show your woman up. And to me, that's some sucker shit too. Because if you really love your woman and you respect her and you honor her, you don't want her to feel like she's beneath you. So by you being on some asshole shit, you always making her feel less than you. You making her feel like every point she make is not valid. Like her existence don't matter. I used to be like that, and I had to realize that I was doing that shit. That's why I could sit here and say what I'm saying. I'm not saying what I'm saying because I read it out of a book. I'm saying what I'm saying because I went through it. I'm clean as a baguette diamond because I'm not. I'm still working on myself. You know, my wife got to check me sometimes. She had to check me today. I got mad. We went out. I'm like, yo, this dude taking mad long to come get his tip. Yo, we out. She like, yo, calm down. What you so hyped for? But that's that asshole shit. Like, if you don't come when I come, you ain't getting no tip. you know? And that's some idiot shit. That's immature and corny, man. So I'm not speaking from the books. I'm speaking from experience, you know?
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, you gave me a little bit of, a little bit of insight. I mean, I try to get along with him as much as I can, but y'all see how I get. And like you said, it's even worse, in person. But we've been friends for over 2 decades. And I mean, it's just real irritating that it's like, okay, yeah, I'm an asshole. You love me anyway. And I do. But the asshole is too much.
Is it too much, or you just think that he could be a better person besides being an asshole?
I know he can be a better person. I know that because we would have never been friends, like for so long. Like we're good friends, extremely. We love each other. Everybody know we're friends. So I have a hard time pulling away from him because of the way that I do love him and his family. But I mean, sometimes he make me feel bad, how the way like he talks sometimes. And I'll be like, well, damn, I am a girl. You do know that. I don't care if we is good friends and homies, but I mean, dang, you got to be so hard on me.
Yeah, I I know how that is because my homegirls be saying that too. Like, yo,
So
you
then what do
so.
you do? So then what do you do?
What do I do is I'm gonna tell you what I do. What I do is when I'm around them, because I haven't been around them in a while, and I tell them, y'all gotta understand that when I get around them again, to see that I changed. Because the guy they knew was the misogynistic asshole guy that's quick to tell a female off, quick to tell her where she could go, quick to make her look incompetent. That was me. That's not cool though. That's not cool. Because how this woman supposed to be my helpmate and I'm making her feel like she's incompetent? So she never gonna want to do nothing. How am I gonna motivate my woman? I want my woman to be motivated. I want her to see herself being able to accomplish things. I don't want her to feel like she can't. You know, and that's how I was making a lot of women that I was dealing with feel. And and what's crazy is they felt the same way you feel about your homeboy. They loved me because they knew, you know, what's inside of me. But that wall that I was putting up, because that's what being an asshole is. It's a defense mechanism. That's why I said it is a lack of maturity, because it's a defense mechanism. You being an asshole, it's a defense mechanism. You know, and people got to learn to, you know, to disarm themselves from that, because you holding yourself back. And for, you know, for y'all to be friends for 20 years, that's crazy for him to still, you know, operate out that same space. But like I said, it's a process, you know, and they say, like, for men, they say sometimes it take men to get into like they 40s and 50s to really mature, you know.
Well, that's what like one of my relatives had told me, that, you know, sometimes it takes men, you know, that long. I mean, I've seen him mature in other areas. Like, he can express his love for me, you know, like he can tell me he loved me now, like, with no problem. And actually, let me see, my son is 26. We was friends before my son was born. Like, we've been great friends. But I guess because I'm getting older, you know, he was like, you didn't used to be this hard on me. I'm like, dude, you a jerk. Like, I don't understand what you don't understand. He like, oh,
Mm.
you always got to be so hard on me. And he's a good guy. He really is. He's a great guy. He really is. But I'm like, dude, you single for a reason. I don't care how many women you say like you, you're lying. You're an asshole. Don't no real woman fall for no man like that unless they plan on getting their feelings hurt.
Mm.
And I mean, it causes distinction between us. Because now I got to the place, I won't talk. I won't talk now. Before, I never used to be like that. But now I can go without talking to him. Because sometimes I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it because I'm not a guy. But I tell him how he acts. Sometimes he change it. And then if he don't feel like being a good guy today, he just be like, oh, well.
Oh, so I mean, you know, not to be too personal, but have y'all ever dated or dealt with each
Never,
other in that
never,
capacity?
never, never, ever, ever.
All right. Do you have
Have I?
those?
Okay, go ahead.
Have you ever thought of him being a candidate of a guy that you can be with? Because you know how good of a guy he is.
I did when he, and you know, like, he come from a good family. We all go to, me, him, and our families. We go to the same church, so we have a lot of history. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't too often see a man that comes from a good family. Like, his aunts are my aunts. I don't call them by their name. I call them aunt. Period. I'm welcome when he's not there. And they know he get on my nerves, but they would love for us to be together. I'm like, he's spoiled. Y'all spoil him. And I did think about it when I was young, like probably in my middle to late 20s, but I don't think about it now.
So if you don't plan on being with him, why you so hard on him?
Because he's hard on me. You know,
Mm.
sometimes, okay, I'll give an example. Okay, one day, you know, he come to church later than me. So it was after church. I came outside. He was talking to some of the fellas in the parking lot, right? Sometimes when he see me, he act like he don't know me. Like, he turned around and looked. So I chunked him the deuces. He talked to me for 2 weeks. So the other week he was like, man, you see me. You could have came over there and spoke. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, what?
Yeah, I see what it is. I used to be like that too. That
Well,
standoffish shit, and then when I do it and it backfire, I know what he did. And
Right.
that's
Then he looking silly and you trying to act like,
yeah,
oh, then he be like, well, I wasn't mad. But then 2 weeks later, he like, man, you was supposed to come over there. I'm like,
yeah.
for what? I'm like, you
You
ain't
really hurt his
nobody.
feelings. You really hurt his feelings. Yeah,
Man, he
you
ain't.
really hurt his feelings. But
I hurt his feelings. I don't
yeah,
get that.
nah. When see the whole thing of him being standoffish is to bait you in, and when that don't work, this is why I say it's all ego and defense mechanisms. Then when it don't work, it backfires and hurts him because now he like, damn, that shit didn't work. So now he looking stupid. And you like, like, please. You feel me? So he's hurt now because that shit didn't work. And that shows you that, that asshole shit is just a defense mechanism. I know.
A defense mechanism for what?
All right. Did he ever express to you that he was deeply hurt by a woman?
No. And nope, he never has. And this is what I say to
And that's what
myself
it
all the
is.
time. I don't think he's ever been in love with a woman, really.
Never.
Because I'm always been around. But it seems like to me, I'm like, dang, have you like ever really just been in love with a woman?
Maybe he wasn't in love, but maybe he liked the girl a lot and he was rejected. And a lot of people, they don't know how to deal with rejection. He could have waited around for a person. He could have thought a person liked them that didn't. It's a source. It's a source to that, to every defense mechanism. And a lot of times it's usually, abandonment or rejection, especially with men. With men, a lot of times they get on their bullshit because they was rejected. They was with a woman that they had feelings for and she cheated on them. So guys go on a tirade, like fuck all women.
Yeah.
And they go on a tirade, So the defense mechanism, it comes from somewhere. He just never expressed it to you.
Yeah.
And that's why he been an asshole for 20 years. Because he been hiding behind that shit for a long time. And he gonna continue to hide behind that because I'm not, no offense or whatever, but that church shit, people use that as a mask too. They hide behind that, like, oh, I went to God with it. God no, but you walking around an asshole when you really need to talk to somebody that really know you. But being that he never expressed that to you, that's why he keep projecting.
That's interesting. I mean, I'm trust and believe you me. I am here to learn. I am taking it all in because I can't grasp him, and it's actually pulling us apart. Because I'm maturing. I'm not. He was like, he hate for me to tell him no. No, I'm not going nowhere with you. No, I'm not cooking breakfast. I'm not cooking dinner because he loved for me to cook for him. I've spoiled him too. I'm not gonna lie. But I don't do that no more. So now he be complaining. I'm like, wait a minute. Are you an idiot? Do you think I'm going to keep doing stuff for you and being nice to you? And when you feel like you want to be in jerk mode, you go in jerk mode. And like I said, we don't have, it's none of the other stuff, at least not on my end, coming into play. I mean, I love this person and everybody knows that I love him. He's just a part of my life. He's my friend. But you can't keep being my friend and thinking that you're going to be bullying me and hurting my feelings and then loving me the next week.
I feel you, sis. You want to touch on that, JT?
Wow. Now you're going to make me tap in. I'm just going to say this, my sister. When us men get scarred and we know that you are best friend, we're not going to tell you that. Because number one,
We don't want to hear it. And number two, us as men, we just gonna deal with it and just deal with it. Like I said, like an hour ago, that us as men, we gotta learn to take care of ourselves. Learn to communicate more too.
Okay, so if me and you are friends and you know everything about me, why are you keeping that from me? Why I can't know that about you, and maybe I will have some type of
Yep.
understanding.
My sister, you're not listening to me. I'm gonna repeat it again. Sometimes us as men, when we do not have that myth, well, I can say my father was there, here, and not. But my late father was a person. It ain't all about no emotion with him. It's like this is it, bang, that's it. So for me, personally, when I got hurt, I was in cocoon. I have female friends. But at that moment, I ain't feel like telling them because I got to deal with the hurt. And at the same time, he might not tell you. I don't know him and everything. He didn't want to bring that to you. Especially he knows that deep down inside that he's an asshole. And at the same time, he refused to make that change within himself. See, it's him. See, like DS1 said, he got to make a change of himself. And so I'm in that part of my life right now. If that person's not willing to change, hell with you. I'm with you. But we're not going to tell you. We're not going to say it because we don't want to bring added burden to you. Now, is it fucked up to say that? Yes, but it's true because I've been through it. And I'm telling you from experience.
Okay, I have a question. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I had jumped in the chat real quick. So Mac Hill said men and women can't be friends. I want you guys to answer that question, please.
You want to go first, JT?
No, you go ahead and I'll follow up.
All right. Well, I disagree with that. You know, I got a lot of female friends. We never did nothing together. Never tried to do nothing with them. We just platonic friends, you know? And I keep it like that with them. And I never tried anything with them because, and no, they're not ugly. Sidebar, they're not ugly. They're highly attractive. But I never tried anything with them. And I know they never tried anything with me because we share truths with each other. You know, this is why this conversation, I needed the female interaction. I needed that other side of the coin because this is how we learn. This is how we grow. I learned a lot from my female friends. I learned a lot about women. You know, I'm not going to start dropping things that they told me, but I learned a lot from them just by what they told me and by the things I saw them do. You know, so I definitely think men and women could be friends. It all depends on your intent. This is why I say intent speaks louder than actions and words. Because you could say something, you know, you could do something, but it's always your intent on why you said and why you did what you did. So I definitely think men and women could be friends. Because I got plenty of female friends. And we never had sex or none of that.
Yeah. Well, I know for me, it's JT. I have a few female friends, majority of them in New York, but it'd be this one named Gloria. We've been friends ever since she was 7. We started to get back, we acquainted with her back 2013. Because when I left from New York, when I moved to Virginia, I lost everything, her contact and everything. But she had a cousin that lived in the same town I did, and then we just, you know, Annie up. And then we just started talking and everything. I was telling her what I was going through. And she said, I miss you as my brother. I miss you. And I'll never forget that on the phone, she broke down in tears. She said, I fucking miss you, JP. Because you just do not know what kind of man you are. But at the same time, I said, listen, you know, I'm a realist. You know, that's me. You know, because I give it to her 1,000. She used to give me 1,000. Yo, I'm gonna tell you how it was. She was sometimes like when my father was living, my great grandmother was living. My grandmother was living. That's on my mother's side. And sometimes she just show up at the house. And they know her. She said, let's go outside and talk. Yo, what's up? And it was beautiful. I remember I went to that kid when she got married. Two of her kids. Those are my god kids. You know, she's still married with a great guy. They G. And she grew up with him. We all good. And he the one encouraging. Yo, we got to reach out to JT. So it could happen. It's all about intent and know each other's space. And that's very important. So it could work. But like you said, your intent and the space. Back at you, brother.
So, boss, you heard the question that the sis posed? Well, that she read out the chat?
Nah, I ain't peep it. I was just coming in to chime on, you know, something that she was saying.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You know, I was listening back to, you know, what she said she was going through, you know what I'm saying, with her friend or whatever. And I just want to let her know, let you know you listening, you know. I mean, that might be your friend, but it sounds like you've been going through a lot of games. You know what I'm saying? All that back and forth stuff. And I mean,
You gotta mute your phone, Jade.
you know, and you know, you've been going through all that, and it sounds like it's a bunch of games, and you know, we
Okay, as
grown
far
here,
as what? Because I'm really listening. Like, I am really listening and being sincere. Game in reference to.
I mean, the different stuff you said, how 1 minute he want to talk to you, and next minute he don't, and he play game, all that. That's what I'm talking about. You know, it seems like you've been going through a lot of games with your friend, and I mean, we grown here, and we all grown, so I mean, the bullshit got to end at some point. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you know, y'all could still be cool, but you know, you got to move on from that. You wasting too much time with
Now,
that.
you know what? I mean, it's so odd. I have a relative. He's like a father figure to me. He's my cousin, but he's like 68. He told me the exact same thing that you just said, but in a different way.
I mean, it's true. I mean, you know, some situations we wish will work out, but they just ain't gonna work out the way, you know, we want them to, and we gotta move on from it. The longer we keep holding on to silly shit, that's it's gonna make the process go longer, and then we ain't doing nothing but sitting and keep adding on feelings and adding on feelings and adding on feelings, and it ain't going nowhere. And then when it finally do, that's when people really be breaking down in depression and different stuff like that. Sometimes it's just sometimes it's just time to wrap it up, man. It was
So you
fun, it
mean
was
get rid of my
cool.
friend? Wrap up
I
my
ain't
get rid of
I
my
didn't I
friend?
didn't I didn't say get rid of him. I said y'all could still be friends. But far as all the other stuff, I think it should be a wrap on that.
It's not that much other stuff. Not on my end. I don't do any of that. He just acts like that sometimes. I don't know what it be about.
Peace, Jay. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm on the plane.
Yeah, we can see. So, what you think of the
Peace, Jay.
topic, the conversation?
Say that again.
I said, what you think of the conversation? What do you think of the topic?
To be honest, I'm not too sure because I've only just started listening, so I'm not too sure yet.
Okay, so what do you think is the difference between a situationship and a relationship?
Well, it's just that a situation. So you're just like in it for like the moment. So you're just in a particular situation, but like a relationship is something that just carries on, and you build together and you grow together.
Okay. So do you think nowadays, you're a bit younger than most of us on the panel. Do you think people in your age group, do y'all think y'all get caught up in more situationships or relationships, and why?
People that I know, to be honest, at my age, like 19, a lot of the people that I went to school with are getting married now. But I mean, I guess it kind of depends where you are and who you know.
Okay. I asked
But
that
yeah, like I
because,
said, most people that I know that they're getting married now, like age 18 and 19. I find it kind of weird, but
I asked you that because, just on social media, you see, you know, a lot of the younger generation, you know, they have no tolerance for each other. Like the young girl, she messing with a boy and a girl. The young dude, every girl is a thought to him. So it just seems like just by a lot of those things that's going on and being said on social media, it's like y'all deal with a lot of situationships.
yeah, I think social media plays like a huge part in it because you're not interactive and you're not face to face with people, so you don't know them. But through a screen, through a keyboard, like you have to actually know the person in and out in order to kind of get somewhere. But we kind of go on the superficial.
Right, right. I agree. I agree. So thanks for tuning in, sis.
Yeah, no worries. No worries.
Peace, Uncle Shug. How you, bro? You want to chime in on the conversation? Shug, you there, bro?
Yeah, what's up, bro? I'm here. What's going on?
I'm cooling, bro. What you think of the topic, bro?
Man, I kind of caught the end of it, so I want to hear what y'all was talking about, man, and I'll chime in on.
Well, if you want to get a little bit of a little bit of history of the conversation, you could hit the link in the description of this video. That's part one. We had did part one last night. So if you want to go back and listen to that to get a little more reference too, that'd be cool. But what we was just basically talking about just now was we was just basically talking about self defense mechanisms that people put up, you know. And I was saying that a lot of times people put up these walls because they're afraid to be hurt. And a lot of times that can mess up relationships. And I think a lot of times that leads to situationships because you're not dealing from a space of truth, far as expressing it, you know, from you. I think you just fronting. I think a person could just be fronting, you know, with these defense mechanisms. So that's what we was talking about. But if you want to just expound on what you think a situationship is and what is a relationship to you, that'd be cool too, bro.
I think you hit it right on the money. I want to know where you came up with that term, situationship. I like that. But I think that's what most people do end up in, you know, because we all been hurt. You know, we all been through something to make us defensive and not want to trust somebody else. So we all end up in a situationship. Yeah, that's what I think of.
Yeah. And I think we definitely gotta this is why tonight's show is, you know, we focus more on the healing aspect of things because, you know, we can't let our children get caught up in that. You know, like, you know, I'm glad, you know, the sister J came on too, because like I was saying, you know, people that's around her age, you know, they socialize to not even love each other at all. You know, they treat each other like disposable cameras, you know, and I don't want my son growing up looking at women like that. You know, looking at women as something that he could use and throw away. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want young women growing up looking at looking at men a certain way, because my son is gonna have to come in contact with women. You know, and I don't want him to get caught up. Go ahead, bro.
We also don't need the young ladies to grow up thinking that they have to be that way. That's even more important. Because a lot of them,
that's a fact.
Yeah, because a lot of them, you know, put themselves out there like that and put themselves in those situations.
Yeah, they do. But I think a lot of times, I think the boys and the girls perpetuate it on themselves, because the boys do it because they think it's cool and the girls do it because they think it's cool. It's all about an acceptance thing. You know, that's why a lot of, you know, at a certain age, the kids get caught up in peer pressure and stuff, because it's all about being cool, wanting to be cool. Like, did you do that yet? You know, like that. It's almost like a rites of passage. If you got some pussy or something, you know, in junior high school or ninth grade in high school, you know, that was something to brag about. It's like a badge of honor. And a lot of times it's like that with women too, though. They just don't talk about it like the boys do. And that's why I think it's much more important with the girls, because the girls hide it. With a boy, him and his dad is cool enough, he'll come and tell him, Dad, I got some pussy today. But your daughter ain't gonna come to you and say, Daddy, I lost my virginity today. You know, it's very rare. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but it's very rare because she's afraid to say that. You know, and a lot of times I think they be afraid to say it too, because they do it for that badge of honor. They do it so they could tell their girlfriends what happened. And it's a badge of honor, just like with dudes. Except, you know, like I said, with women, they keep their shit close knit. We run our mouths.
That's true.
Definitely. But some people, man, just don't be that way. And We gotta accept that and accept them for who they are.
That's true too, bro. That's important, you know,
Yeah,
to deal with a person for who they are and not for who you want them to be.
absolutely. Absolutely, man. We gotta realize that this change the world shit ain't gonna happen, man. We can't make everybody to what we want them to be.
Exactly, bro. And that's why the name of my live stream is Sheep Stay Sleep Live, because the sheep should stay asleep. If you want to be a sheep, if you want to follow and take orders from unknown hand, if that's what you want to do, you want to be slave minded, stay asleep. I encourage you to stay asleep, because I know if you sleep, you will stay the hell away from me and my people, because we woke. You know, so you touching on something that's big, bro. But why I came with the part two is, like I said, it's about healing, because we don't want our children to perpetuate the same relationships we did. You know,
Right.
we don't want to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. You want to touch on that, JT?
Well, there's not really to say. All I can say is this: that there are some people who do not want to grow. Okay, you don't wait around. Be out. You always gotta be with somebody that's willing to grow, that's willing to take the process of healing, is willing to be in harmony. If that person is an asshole, he or she, if they're not going to change, they're not going to change. But it doesn't mean they have to stop your growth. I'm sorry. I've been through homies that bunch of assholes. They ain't my homies no more, because that's what it is. They assholes, because you trying to stop my growth. You want to do the same shit. You want me to cater to you. Yo, homie, let's do this and that. Let's go to the club. I ain't fucking no clubs, man. I'm grown ass man now. Do grown things. Man, I'm gonna hang the club and all like that. And you just go to woman, and you wonder why is what you are. Because you don't want to change. So you figure that why my life like this is a revolving door, because you keep on going around and keep on going around, keep on going around. If you want to go the fuck out, you will stop and go get the fuck out. But you want to go around, so you want to stay in the same building. You don't want to leave out and walk to go to another place to build, because that's how you are. And as for me, I don't want to be around people like that. Anybody can go around revolving doors. The question is, are you willing to stop it and walk out? That's it. That's it, my brother.
Yeah, but
Okay,
we can't want people to change though. That's the thing. That'd be the problem in relationships, wanting them to change to what we want. We gotta accept them as they are. And
that's
maybe
true,
change
bro.
our own views about what we don't like about that person. And if it's something we can't, deal with, just have to let that relationship go. Because some people gonna be who they are, and that's growth to them. What's growth to them ain't what's growth to me. Some people like sex too, man, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Some people promiscuous. Some people like sex and can't be with one person. And ain't nothing wrong with that.
Damn sure isn't. Damn sure isn't, bro. And what you touching on is big, man, because that's what I had to learn to do. You know, that's why I said, you know, I used to be a controlling nigga. I used to be a controlling dude. You know, because when you think a person's supposed to be a certain way because you're a certain way, that's controlling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you trying to, you know, I used to be the type that say all that sweet shit so I could get what I want. So you could say what I want you to say. So you could think about me the way I want you to. That's manipulative. But I had to realize what I was doing. And I had to realize why I was doing it. You know, and I had to realize you can't mold nobody. I tried to mold a woman. She put me through hell.
That ain't gonna happen.
She put me through hell, bro. You hear me? Through hell. I never went through nothing compared to what I went through with her. But you know why I went through that hell? Because that's the hell that I needed to burn that bullshit out of me. And that's how I value that relationship. That was a lesson, a valuable lesson. That relationship bust me wide open and showed me who I was. But a lot of people don't analyze things like that. Like you said, bro, some people like to wear the mask for the rest of their life and don't never take the mask off because it's comfortable. You know, they don't want to lose their peace of mind. And some people build walls in their mind to be at peace. They put themselves in boxes to be at peace. And what they call peace, not what we may call it. So that's big, bro, what you touched on, man.
Yeah, man. I think another problem though is, you know, men don't know how to do the simple things for their women. You know, the simplest things like cooking and cleaning, you know, going to the store, taking care of things before she get home. If men do them simple things, their relationships will skyrocket in a much more positive way.
That's big, bro.
Well,
Go ahead,
you know
JT.
what? Well, I disagree on that because there are some men that know how to do those things, but there are some women who do not want to accept it, and it goes vice versa. And I know for me, my parents always teach me, you know, you gotta learn how to clean, you gotta learn how to cook. If you're in a relationship or you're married or your wife is sick, you gotta take the lead. You gotta make sure everything's good. They teach me how to pay the bill when I was 7 years old. I started traveling myself when I was 8 years old. So they prepared to me to do it. And I actually see it myself in the, you know, while I was growing up, there are actually men have stepped up. But this is my thing. That, like I said this in one of your hangouts, DH1, Mom said this. My mother always said, if a woman's not willing to be the helper, she's not the one for you. What she's trying to say is this, that if you bring something to the table, she has to bring something to the table too. Y'all got to bring something to the table together. Because she said, how about if you get sick? How about something happens to you temporarily? If she's going to be the one going to watch out for you. So my thing is that, you know, there are certain things that I'm looking for a woman to do. Just as there's certain things that women see when a man wants to do. And I understand what the brother's saying, but I do disagree on that because there are quite a few men are doing that. But this one I'm talking about when they get scarred, when they get rejected, we go in this cocoon. And we don't want to tell our friends what's going on because it's painful. But we let that to be our badge of honor. But at the same time, it stifles us to grow. It's stifling us to find that woman that appreciate us as a person. So there's a whole lot of dynamics that we got to consider. That's it. But I do get what the brother's saying. I do.
I definitely agree with that, though. I agree with that, and see, I think that the reason why a lot of men don't know how to do those things, bro, is because we were never taught to do them. You know, a lot of brothers are not told from young that they gotta clean up, they gotta wash dishes, they gotta make up their bed. You know, a lot of these dudes are spoon fed. They wasn't taught how to make up a bed. They wasn't taught how to iron. They wasn't taught how to wash clothes. Some of my homeboys that's 30 something years old. I'm 31. Some of my homeboys that's my age and older, they don't know how to go to the laundromat and wash clothes because they wasn't taught, because we grew up in an environment where that macho shit was in play. You know, so all of the household shit women did, and men just paid for shit. See, that's how we were socialized. You get money and you pay for the house, and the woman do everything in it. So all that domestic shit, a lot of men never learned how to do because they wasn't socialized into doing it, bro.
And that's why I said what I said. And you know, if you think about a lot of women complaints about their relationships, be the things they complain about, because they also have to deal with most of the things with the children most of the time. You know, so if men pick up those, you know, chores from women a little more, I think their relationships would be a little smoother.
That's true. I agree. I definitely agree because, you know, my wife love when I cook, and the
Right,
kids. You know, they
right.
love when I cook.
Most women would go grocery shopping, cook, and wash dishes.
That's real. But
Mm-hmm.
see, that's because they was told that that's what they had to do.
Mm-hmm.
When that's some bullshit.
Right.
That's some bullshit. That's, you know what I'm saying? A woman don't have to only deal with domestic things. And a
Right.
lot of times too, you touching on something that's big, because a lot of times the men don't know how to feel for their children. It's like you just around, but being that you not hands-on with them a lot of times, y'all relate different. Like I noticed that when I watch my homies that be with their kids, I notice how they kind of standoffish a little bit. You know, they make sure they fed them, they make sure they go play, but you don't really see the affection. You don't really see the child showing affection to them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you could tell that they're not being tended to in that manner. And that comes from men being socialized into thinking, nigga, all you do is bring the bacon home.
Right.
You pay for everything. You know, you don't carry groceries. You don't put the groceries away. You bought them. Why you got to put them away? You know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You bought them. Why you got to put them away? You know, why you got to cook? You bought the food. You know, shit like that. We were socialized like that. Men, we were socialized like that.
Right. And that's why.
And that's where this macho misogynistic bullshit come from.
Absolutely.
And then it get hard. It get hard for certain women to accept the dude that's not like that. Cause she expecting you to be that dickhead somewhere down the line. She just waiting. You know?
Facts.
And that shit crazy, man.
Man.
You say she was waiting on what?
I said a lot of times when a woman come in contact with a good dude, but they used to dealing with, you know, the pricks, she's just waiting for you to be the dickhead. She's just waiting for you to be that asshole that she generally think most men are anyway. So she's just waiting for you to prove her point.
Yep.
That's what I said.
I agree.
She think it's all a front and all that. Yeah, man, because that's me though. You know, I'm a shopper, a cooker, a cleaner. I do the laundry. I don't have no problems doing none of that, man. So in my relationships, that's what it is.
Yeah, bro.
But that's me too. That's me too.
I just started that, really. You know? I just started that. I just started being like that a few years ago. You know, I had to put that ego down, put that foolish pride aside. You know, men, we have to serve our women. What's wrong with that?
I'm telling you, make it a whole lot better.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, it goes vice versa. It depends on the person too, because I have to learn myself that JT, you know how to do those things. That's well and good, but do that woman appreciate it? And I have to learn myself. I'm not going to put my talents out anymore for anyone who do not appreciate me as a person. I'm not going to do that. So this is the question. See, these are the things that we better understand too. When we enter a certain relationship, do we understand what that person can bring to the table? Because you can keep on bringing. That's well and good. But do you get that certain appreciation? I feel like this. If I'm doing all those things, now don't want no credit back, but I want some acknowledgement, some appreciation. Do that person appreciate it? And it goes vice versa for men. It goes vice versa. If you keep on doing those things time and time again, and you don't feel appreciated, you're gonna be standoffish. You gonna start cutting off things because that person is not acknowledging you, and that is very, very, very big in our community, and we need to understand that, and we better have a conversation about that because that is hurting our relationship.
Yeah, JT, that's true. You know, and if that person don't, the right person will.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna have to be that way. So just we just be us.
Because I'm telling you for personal experience, that's what happened to me. I was always taught, be there for them, do whatever it is. I did even if I ain't had a job, I still would have some money coming in. But I did the house, I did the cleaning, I did the cooking, I fixed her lunch, I fixed her breakfast at times. I'm not saying that was a badge of honor, but look what happened. And after that, yeah. So that means the man gets scarred, and like my sister Bridge is saying, you get scarred over that. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to deal with that rejection no more because it's painful. It's darkness. You don't want to see that light. So that's what I'm saying. Us as a people, we got to be real careful who we pick. If we ready to have that person in our life. We gotta be very, very, very protective. We gotta be very selective.
Jay, I was doing that for a woman I was with for 11 years. I had 2 children with, and she cheated on me. She left home for 2 days. How you think that made me feel, bro?
Mm.
But it's not gonna make
No.
me not treat the next woman good, man. But I
Yeah.
still got my guards up. But I'm
Yeah.
not gonna not treat the next woman like the queen I hope she to be because of what the
Yeah.
previous woman done to me.
Yo, JT, bro. I had
Yeah.
one of my exes lied to me about being pregnant.
That happened to
She
me
was
too.
pregnant. She was pregnant by another dude the whole time.
Mm.
So I know what you saying, bro. But you cannot stay in that. You can't stay in that sunken place, bro.
Right.
No.
And
No, you can't.
you can't let them. You can't let them walls block you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know how that feel. I'm talking about to the point where I couldn't sleep. Like it was a point to where I used to have to listen to jazz music and put ice packs on my head to fall asleep because the stress that I was
Mm-hmm.
dealing with, the stress that this woman lies and deceit put me under,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
But if I
Yeah.
would have kept those walls up completely, I had some up because I still had to knock some down
Right.
with my wife that I've been with now. So,
Mm-hmm.
but if I would have kept them all up, I would have never met this good woman that I've been with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
You
know
feel what I'm
exactly.
saying?
I don't feel what you're talking because I was in this relationship when I went in Virginia. This is going on a year. I've been in Virginia. I was with this other lady. I thought she got pregnant. I thought all that time she was pregnant with my child. Come to find out, she never had no kids. And that was, when I told you it was devastating to me. It was like the Grand Reaper was like, here you go, bang! Like the devil said, I got you now. You ain't getting up. But I had to fight through that. And I gotta see for what it is. You know what I mean? It was nights, it was days I would get no sleep, brothers and sisters. When I'm talking about no sleep, no sleep. I used to go there, I used to get up, take my shower, go to work early, do what I have to do, come home, watch TV. I'm talking about for weeks. I wouldn't get no sleep until again. They said, JT, what you going to do? It's now or never. She going to win, or you going to move on? And that was it. I want to move on. I want to continue to live because I let any woman know when that happens to you, it's like your whole world stops. It stops, and the feeling, yeah, it can happen to women too. I'm just saying, as a man, it stopped. But again, I have to brush myself up, and I have to say, I want to live. I want to live to see that next day. And wherever that nice black woman that comes to my life, I want to give her a clean slate. Because the one I'm with, she's not winning. And she refused. I refuse that. And I keep on saying it again, and I have to keep on saying it. Black men, we gotta learn to advocate for ourselves. Don't let society telling you cannot advocate for yourself. Advocate for yourself. Love yourself. Because when you love yourself, you advocate for yourself, opportunities open up. That's it, my brother.
So based off what you just said, JT, bro, one of the solutions is to first begin to love yourself,
Yes.
advocating to love yourself as a healing solution. Because we coming down to the end of the show now. And I want to just get to some solutions. So you said one of your solutions, you know, a solution for you was you had to begin to love yourself.
Yes.
And to say, listen, I love myself enough to say, I'm not going to put myself through this no more.
Yes.
I'm not going to allow myself to go through this no more.
Yes.
That's powerful, bro. You got any solutions,
Submission, man. We gotta submit, you know, to our spouses. You know, we gotta put our egos to the side, man. Especially the men, man. Y'all got to, you know, you take care of your ladies a little more, man. If y'all don't, I'm telling y'all, I'm the cleanup man now.
Oh, you gonna scoop them up, huh? You ready? You're the cleanup man, huh?
Hey, he was keeping it a buck. He like, yo, I got you. You don't want her, I got you.
Exactly. But see, that's
Facts.
real right there. That's real though. People don't understand,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, but seriously, man, you know, we just gotta pick up the slack, man, and submit more to one another, listen a little more. Communication. Ain't a relationship without communication. You know, listen, you know, and be open to submitting to what the other one wants.
Mm-hmm.
You got any solutions, sis?
No, I'm just being a good student.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
And I'm learning and I'm listening. I might be a little sad because I might have to make, I don't know.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to be sad, sis. You know.
I'll give you a free
I'm not
counsel.
sad like that, but you know, I've heard it more than once. It probably is, you know, some steps I need to make, but I love my friend. He just been a part of my life for such a long time. I don't even, you know, I'm just used to him always being in my life. I
Yeah, it's
guess even if
routine.
it was hurting, you know, I guess even if the stuff he do hurt me, I'm still, you know, always here. And, you know, he don't care if I'm mad. He just knock on the door. He be like, man, I ain't never not coming over here.
Right.
Right.
You can't keep allowing yourself to be hurt.
Exactly.
You're doing it to
You
yourself.
can't. It's got to be a stopping point.
Goddamn
It's
right.
And that goes into what you said, JT. And start with loving yourself and
Yes.
valuing you first.
Yes.
And saying, listen, I'm not gonna keep allowing this for me. Yeah, I love
Yes.
you, but I love me more because I
More.
gotta love me more to keep loving you.
Yup.
And sometimes you gotta
Bingo.
explain that to a person and then fall
Mm-hmm.
back.
Yeah.
But I mean, why does it shouldn't, I mean, maybe I look at it wrong, but I didn't really think a friendship was supposed to be hard, you know, as a relationship. We have we don't have a lot of that other stuff that can cause issues. So why does a friendship have to be so difficult?
I mean, because of the connection y'all have, because of the time y'all put in with each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't dictate, you know, how that's gonna go. You can't say why is it like that. It's like that because y'all made it like that. It ain't like that out of nowhere. Y'all created it to be this tough for each other. Y'all did this.
It wasn't
It's not
always
like
a
this
bullshit.
just was destined to happen and it happened. You know, y'all created this situation for each other.
Now, how I created?
Ask yourself that. You can't ask us that. You gotta ask
Right.
yourself
Just by
that,
being
sis.
nice, and being
Oh,
genuine and loving my friend like I'm supposed
all
to.
right.
I put into a relationship, whatever it is, what I want back.
Okay, my sister. Let me ask you this question. How long y'all been friends?
We've been friends for over 26 years.
Okay, over 26 years. And then, all right, understand what I'm saying. There is a connection there. It don't have to be no boyfriend girl. There's a connection there. That means that there's something in him that you love about him as a friend that is still there. Now there are some certain dislikes that you don't like, but it has to be something. All right, name one thing that you love about him right now?
Okay. I mean, he's always there for me if I need him.
One quality. That's easy. Anybody could be there. Listen, I could be there for you. Listen, what? I could be there. That's what I'm talking about. One
You
quality.
said one quality?
Yes.
I mean, he always want to take me places. He don't like for me to stay in the house, but I don't go because he gets on my nerves.
Okay. 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 Of that, that's one of the connections that you like. You like him to take you places. So that's a connection. That's 26 years. That's, I'm not gonna say that's an investment, but that's time consuming. That you feel is not wasted, right?
Well, I mean, I don't want to say I feel that the time is wasted. I mean, we're just losing a lot of time because, I mean, I don't want to be bothered with, getting into it and arguing. And of course, my feelings getting hurt because he pretends like his feelings are never hurt.
Do you find him attractive sexually?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not, no, I've never dated a guy like him, but he's a nice looking guy. You know what I mean? Like, he's a nice looking guy, but I don't be like, oh, I don't do any of that.
Nah, I'm not saying that. I asked you that because from the outside looking in, sis, it sounds like you would really get with this dude if he wasn't an asshole. You would get with him. And
I would, because it's all the foundation is there. He got growing to do, of course, but I mean, he is a decent, he's a nice guy. I know him. I don't have to try, I don't know that other side of him, but I would be willing to go there with him, but I tell him all the time, I say, you don't treat me like I deserve to be treated, but you talk about how every other man has treated me.
Right. And right. I say that because it seems like you really don't want him to be an asshole because that's not attractive to you. You find that offensive to you. Like, it sounds like you take a lot of these things personal. This is why I asked you, did you find him sexually attractive? Because it sounds like he really hurts your feelings like a boyfriend would hurt your feelings, not like a friend.
No. Okay, well, I'll give more clarification. He hurts my feelings like a friend because I don't know if you remember when I did a live stream on Karasi in reference to my son.
No, I did.
Okay, I was talking about, single parent, raising a son, those issues. Out of all the men in my life, he should have been there. We became friends when I was pregnant. He should have always been a prominent figure in my son's life. And I finally was able to tell him that. I said, you didn't do that. I said that I don't know how I can be with somebody like that. And all he could say was, he was like, I'm sorry. I mean, no, he's done things that has hurt me as a friend, not a boyfriend, just a friend. If I'm there, if we're like brothers, if we're close like that, he should have been he raised his 2 sons. How you didn't include my son? Like, that hurt, that like really hurt me, like really, really bad.
Damn.
And
Did you ever tell him that though?
It took I probably just told him this maybe 3 years ago.
Damn. That's not good. So see, that's what I'm saying.
I know.
Like, the walls, man. That's crazy because y'all been friends for so long. So
I know.
Communication's supposed to be like, open, super open.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. I mean, on my end, I used to watch his kids. His kids are like my step. I mean, a relationship doesn't get any better than that. But he didn't do his part. And I don't think he ever
Yeah.
realized it. But I mean, it still hurt. You know what I mean? No, we can't go
Um.
back.
Right.
mm,
Did you ever ask him, you know, why? You know, why didn't he do it?
He said, I never really thought about it like that.
You see? And that's him being honest. But it's like, it seems like you can't accept that. That's why I'm saying it seemed like
Well,
it's deeper than just the friendship with y'all.
It's
Because
facts.
not,
you're
you
so
know, it's
hurt.
not. It's not. If you are my friend, I don't care about you laughing. It's not. I don't if
No,
Facts.
you're
no, no, no. You
supposed
know
to
that.
be my
No, I wasn't
friend,
laughing at you. I wasn't laughing at you.
okay, if you're supposed to be my friend, DS1, and I'm having all the like you eat at my house, we break bread constantly. We're together all the time. And if
Mm-hmm.
I'm having all these problems with my son, if you feel bad for me that my father wasn't around, you don't think you where's the loyalty with that? I'm having all these problems. When have you ever stepped in? When? I don't think, I mean, maybe I'm looking at it wrong, but I don't look at it as me being upset because that's my man. No, I look at you supposed to be my friend. You say you love me. To me, that's what love consists of. You lean on your friends, you depend on your friends, you're there for each other. You don't pick and choose when you're there for the person.
That's true. I agree with that. What you think, Unc?
Have you ever told him that you need him to be there in that way?
No, he's grown now.
But you still may have to express that. You can't expect somebody to think the way you want them to.
No, I'm saying he can't help my son's grown now.
No, I'm talking about in that time then. Like if you wanted him to, you saying he know all this, and he even admitted that he didn't think of it that way. But that was a moment you should have said, "Well, I need you to be there for me in times like this."
I mean, now to me that sounds like more of a boyfriend. Like, why should I have to tell him that? He's my friend. He sees my tears. Why should I have to say that? I don't get that. But you can tell me other people treat other guys are corny and they treat me wrong. That's not a knight in shining armor to me. That's not even a good friend to me. But I still, I mean, I love him. He's my friend. But he does do
But because,
stuff like that.
but right, because somebody don't do something the way you expect them to do it, you shouldn't react to it that way, especially emotionally, and where it affect your feelings about the friendship. If you have a discussion about it, it's different. You have to have discussions about those things. You cannot expect, especially if it ain't a boyfriend, you know, because y'all ain't that close.
But I'm the one that discusses the stuff. And when he says, well, I ain't really look at it like that. Okay, what is it? What am I supposed to say?
I need you to be there for me in times like this. You know my past, and then explain it. And then if you do it a second time, then you know, maybe you should get upset about it. But you have to have that discussion.
That's true. That's true, sis, because that's like, I'm gonna give you an example on the flip side. A lot of times women don't know when to say the right things to their man in certain situations. In certain situations, when you should fall back, sometimes women step up and think that they're being protective when they're being overbearing.
Mm.
But it's our job to let you know, listen, babe, relax. I got this. I don't need your help, baby. I got it. But it's our job to say that. Now, if we never say that, you're going to keep pushing what
Mhm.
you see is right. You see?
Mhm.
So the discussion has to be had, because that's when the miscommunication comes in.
Mhm. Facts.
You see what I'm saying, sis?
I understand what you're saying. It just, I don't know. I mean, I understand, I guess. I don't know.
Communication. Relationships is friendships and relationships. And
I just
communication.
can't keep trying to communicate with somebody that just want to keep only certain, they only want to communicate certain things with me. That gets on my nerves. I'm too old for that. Like when you get a certain age and we've been friends for this long, I know how he was raised. It ain't like I don't know how he was raised. I know how he was raised. So if you can point out to me, oh, this dude was corny, he was corny, he was corny. You corny, you see? So how you saying you not corny?
I think y'all you got feelings for this guy. You want to be with him. Y'all got some history.
No, I don't want to be with him at all.
You
He
got
tries to talk to me sometimes. I don't want to be with him. I don't want to be with no man that wasn't there for me. And I had problems with my son. I ain't about to give you my heart.
I understand that, sis.
Understand?
You hard
Yeah.
too. You fierce. I respect that.
I mean, I put my all into my relationships. I really do. I really love my friends with all of my being. Period. He has a key to my house. He only stay a few blocks up the street. But
What?
guess who but I be shoveling
What?
my own driveway. You see what I'm saying? You
Huh?
what? You corny.
Huh?
Huh?
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Is we all
That's
saying
a,
huh? Or I'm confused?
no, I'm saying wow. Like we're
What?
astonished because based off last night's show, I wouldn't think you was an open book like that.
That, yeah.
He's
He
my
not paying no
friend.
bills and he got a key though. Now
You
I'm
got a
just
key to
saying
the
because
house?
he a
Okay,
guy.
I think, okay, I don't understand. Maybe y'all don't that's my friend.
No, we understand
What?
that, sis, but it's still another man that's not sleeping with you that
You.
has a key to the
Key
house.
to the
We're
house.
not used to that.
Is
No,
something
not at all.
wrong?
No, we're not saying
No,
it's
no,
nothing
no.
wrong.
Nothing.
We're saying that we're shocked to hear that because
Right.
that's not a normal case.
I was just
That's
about
not
to
the
say
that's not the norm. That's not the norm.
not normal at all.
So is that not wrong? I mean, is that bad, not normal? I'm confused.
Ain't no good or
No,
bad. It's just not
No,
normal.
they no good. They no good at
right?
that
It's
now.
not good or bad, sis. It's no judgment.
It's
No
just
judgment
not
at all.
normal.
I trust him with my life. I trust him with my life. I trust him with my mother. I
I mean,
mean,
a lot of us trust our friends with all that, but we don't know friends got keys to houses. I mean, that's just real unusual. Definitely the opposite
For
sex.
real.
we've been friends for over 26 years.
I got friends longer than that.
Okay, but I know my friend won't harm me. So if I trust my friend and I need somebody to check on my home or check on me, that's how it's supposed to be.
That's great.
Okay, that's cool.
Still
I
not
don't
normal.
have people around me that I don't trust like that.
Right.
Wow. But I'm gonna be honest with you, sis. Just from talking to you, I noticed that, you a lot more open, than I thought in the beginning. I thought you was a lot more closed off, but you're not actually. I see you're an open book to a lot of people, and people rip pages out your book, and that hurts you. And I understand that, I totally do. But I definitely think I'm gonna just be real with you, as one of the solutions for your issues going on with dude, take your key back. Stop giving him so much freedom to do what he want to do, because being that he's an asshole, he's gonna exploit the fact that you giving him these freedoms. So start cutting back. I already see you've been doing it, but get your key back, man.
No, don't get the
You know
key
what I'm
back.
saying?
Just change the locks.
Right, right, right.
I guess I'm
That
just real. I guess maybe I stepped into something I didn't understand because I'm confused. I really am confused. Why would I have to take? Why do I have to take the key back?
touch
Like
on that,
it's not
Joe.
like I don't know. I guess I'm confused.
See, that's why, man. That's why we do the bullshit we do, because it's, y'all women allow it, and hey, we just keep being the assholes. Some of us don't
And
grow up.
and the one thing too, my sister, that goes for men too. Sometimes when you in a situation, and I'm doing me again. When you in the situation, you're not going to see as clearly than the person who outside sees it. Because what I
Right.
get from it, and I'm keeping it real with you, because I got love for you. Wherever we try to help you, you say he's an asshole, but you giving him the key. Now we hearing that if he would not been an asshole, you would have get with him. Now all this, you say he's not your boyfriend. I believe you, but all that y'all might as well be together.
Why should I just be with somebody just because what? I'm not just gonna be being with him just because he's been a prominent part of my life. We can still be friends,
Okay.
but that don't mean
Yeah. No.
okay, you got a key to the crib. We just gonna go on and get together. No, I don't do that.
No.
Right.
Listen. This is what I understand what you're saying, but that's not the norm. You hear what I'm saying? That's all. That's not the norm. Because like for me, if I'm dealing with a woman, let me scratch that off. I'm not gonna give no key to no friend. We just friends. That's it. Now, if we go past friends, yeah, I get the key in the door because we share more. All I'm saying, well, we just saying that's not the norm, sister. That's all. We're not jumping on you. All we here to help. That's all it is.
Dude,
We are not judgmental. I'm not judgmental. Damn, I can't be judgmental because I still gotta work on my shit. We're just trying to help. That's all it is, my sister. That's all.
do you have a key to his house?
No.
Oh yeah, that's a problem. See, that's a problem.
He
Because
has
now
somebody to check on him. I don't have anybody to check on
it
me.
doesn't matter, sis. What I'm saying is, is that now what you're doing is you're giving him more power to be an asshole.
The
That's
key
what
to
I'm
be the
saying.
asshole, not the key to the house. The key to be the asshole. Change
Right,
the lock.
right.
Change the locks.
That's what we saying, sis. That's all we saying. Because you saying you want solutions. You were saying that last night. You wanted to build on more of the solutions. So we giving you the solutions from men.
If y'all in the chat room agree to change the lock, press 1.
If y'all believe he should keep the key, press 2.
Put your foot down, mama.
Stop being afraid to break routine. Sometimes you got to change up your routine. 30 years, same routine. It's hard, I know. But it's a routine. That's all it is. It's just a routine, sis. Because it hasn't went past that. And you saying that it's not. So I'm not saying not be his friend no more, but, don't let him think he got so much power.
And
Because a
reason I
friend
said,
cannot have that much power.
And at the same time, my sister, how about you meet a good brother that is willing to accept you for you, and he still got the keys to the house?
Well, then he had a key to the house. I mean, that's just respectful things. He can't have a key to the house.
you said he an asshole, right? And if you
Yeah.
don't change the locks, he'll make a copy of the key when you ask for the key. Change.
He don't. Now he ain't gonna do that. He's not gonna do nothing like that. Okay, wait a minute, dude. Okay, so that mean I done been friends with somebody for 26 years and he has bad character? No.
You said he an asshole.
That don't mean he got bad character. He would never take my key and recopy it.
Okay.
He would never do nothing like that.
What is bad character?
Brothers, let me get into this, okay? We have to understand there are certain things that what it is, what it is. We have to understand that.
Go ahead, sure.
You know, what it is, what it is.
My definition of an asshole may be different than hers. So, I'm just going off her saying he's an asshole. So I would change my locks if I'm dealing with an asshole who had my key.
Don't say that, sis. Come on. I saw what you put in the chat. We ain't saying that. Come on, you's an extremist too. Cool down a bit, man. Stop being so extreme. You so kamikaze.
Okay, so Mac in the chat saying, I'm not telling the truth. So what I'm supposed to say to that? Oh, okay. I mean, that's pissing me off.
But speak, all right, so respond to that. Respond to that.
He's saying it. Uncle Suge on here saying it. I ain't have to get up here. Why would I get on here and make up something? I'm not understanding this.
It seems that way, that you do have some feelings for him, and that he's not, by him not being the man that you want him to be, is disappointing you, and that's why you calling him an asshole. Because if he's just a friend, it won't affect you emotionally. That's all I'm saying. And I said it, and Mac is in the chat saying the same thing.
I don't give a fuck about what nobody's saying. Okay?
Oh man.
Now I'm getting pissed off because I know I'm very specific when I speak. I don't know how it got twisted that it's more going on. Why would I come to you guys for your opinion and not give you the full story?
Right.
But everybody keeps trying to change my story. Not the story you may think, but my story.
Right.
No, okay, listen. If you when people go to talk to a psychologist and all that, and psychologists be telling them it may be this and you don't know it, and that's why I said it seems like. I didn't say that you like them and you got feelings for them. I said it seems that way, sister. That's all. Get out the chat.
Listen, sis, I mean, I'm just speaking for myself, I ain't saying that. You know what I'm saying? I respect what you're saying. I'm glad you came and be honest. You came to hear some solutions from men, and I definitely don't want you to start taking everything, left. So, do anybody else got anything to say before we close out?
I just want to tell my sister we here for you, and we just want the best. Personally, I want the best for you, and I want you to please understand that. Because if I'm in a certain situation, my sister, I want you to tell me what I do wrong, so I could get better. We here to build each other, and that's it. My sister, yo, don't even worry. JT here for you. I'm just letting you know that right now. You know what I mean? I'm here. And peace to the panel, and peace for the chat. Ghost.
Oh, I forgot. As most panels say, a woman shouldn't come in if she can't handle it. So, I got
Cut
it.
that out. Cut that out. Cut that out, light
No,
skin.
it's not even like that. No.
Don't turn light skin on us. Cut that out.
No.
No.
You got anything you want to say, bro? On the closeout?
Well, I agree with everything Jay just said. JT just said, we here for you, sister. I ain't trying to come on you or nothing like that. I just think you need to change the locks though. Or just get the key. Just get the key.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I apologize, but I mean,
No,
I be trying to, come on and get with the bill, but sometimes y'all be putting the pressure on. Like, God damn, I'm telling you my story, and I don't know how you say. I can only tell it how it really is. That's not nobody I've ever tried to date or nothing. I don't know how he feels. I'm not a guy. I can't, so I just was asking. I would never get on and say anything and not tell the truth. I walk in my truth 24/7 regardless.
Thanks.
But I apologize. I shouldn't have cursed at you like that, and I'm sorry. And Mac Hill, it's all good, but when a sister is trying to tell you something, I'm not trying to twist it to make it look like a certain way. I would never do that. But I appreciate everything you guys said. And peace to DS1. Thanks for having me on the panel.
For sure.
No problem, sis. No problem.
Yeah.
It's greatly appreciated. I'm honored, and I always like to have you on because I know you speak core truth. I can hear it in your voice. I told you that from the first time I heard you speak. So that's why I like to hear you speak. You know what I'm saying? So this was a great show. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody that came through on the panel to show love. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all subscribe to everybody who was on the panel tonight. Subscribe to the regime, of course. My brother Boss Ohio Chance, JT Blackness. Make sure y'all subscribe to Uncle Shug. Definitely make sure y'all subscribe to the sisters, all of the sisters that come on this platform and render their voice. Make sure y'all subscribe to them. And my closing words is this. The reason for me doing part 2, it was called the Healing Solution Show, because I wanted to give some clarity and some healing solutions for all of us. Because at the end of the day, we all know that our children are the future. And no matter how much pain we deal with, we don't want our children to repeat the cycle. See, that's all my parents ever told me when I was young. I want you to grow up and be better than me. I don't want you to go through what I went through. I want you to be better than me. I want you to exceed more than I did. So this is why I did part 2, so we could come to some solutions, man, so we could be better people, so we can encourage our children. Because we could tell our children a lot of things, but if they don't see us working on ourselves, if they don't see us correcting ourselves in front of them, then they're not going to know how to do it, and they're not going to see any good in doing it. And that's going to continue to perpetuate the situationships. And we're going to have the lack of relationships in our community. The lack of relationships leads to broken families. Broken family leads to broken homes, which leads to no community. So if we're trying to establish our community, family, let's work on these relationships. Get rid of the situationships. Stop dealing with ego. You don't want to deal with a person on that level, leave them alone. So peace to y'all, family. That's my final thought. This is DS1 Ross.
Peace, family.
Peace.
Y'all just tuned in to Sheep Stay Sleep Live, man. Y'all have a good night. Peace out.
Peace.